Alright, this time it's another top 10 video. And, I want to note first that I'm just getting this out quickly before my massive big video, which is still tentative. I might be able to make the massive big video, but I might just not be able to, and then, yeah. I'll definitely say if I can't in the future. But, yeah. I also now have another big video in the works, so neither of those will come out very soon. Anyways, I thought it was natural after my top 10 video games to do my top 10 movies. And, looking at my list, I have some very controversial opinions on movies, just like I did with video games. So, if you disagree, oh well. Alright, let's get started. Number 10, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the first one. This movie, more and more, it's just kind of a letdown. Like, yes, it's Mario on the big screen, but also the parts in the real world were not that entertaining and not that good. I know it had to serve as an origin story for Mario, but that's just not exactly the type of movie that I like. And yeah, parts of the real world were boring, and they didn't spend that much time in the Mushroom Kingdom. They spent a lot of it in the real world. So, Number 9, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Both other Sonic movies are, Sonic 2 is pretty good. Sonic 1 is not my favorite. And Sonic 3 is good enough to crack this list. It just has by far the best plot and the most, cinematic, intense, and dramatic plots, and the plot with the highest stakes out of all three. And Shadow is cool, I guess. He didn't add that much to the movie, but he acted as a convenient plot device, so that's cool. Number 8, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, I love multiverse movies, and I was just recently able to watch both Spider-Verse movies for the first time. And Into the Spider-Verse, despite being, I think either the second or third longest movie on this list, it felt really short. And yes, all the twists were cool, but I feel like they didn't really expand on the multiverse mechanic that much. Like, there are only 4 characters that go from the multiverse, and Miles himself never actually goes into a different universe. So, I feel like it's not exactly, it's still cool, and it's still a multiverse movie, but it's not exactly, it didn't use the multiverse mechanics to the extent that I hoped it would. It's still a great movie other than that, though. Number 7, The Angry Birds Movie 2. The first Angry Birds movie is still surprisingly good, and the second movie is just way better. Yes, it's a common trope, but it's a common trope that I like, where the two teams have to, in this case the 2 islands, have to band together to fight the secret third island that wants to destroy them both. It's a common trope that's been done in a lot of movies, but again, I like it, so that's fine. And yeah, the plot is pretty cool. The villain is actually, somewhat intimidating. And yeah. Oh, and the, animation and aesthetics especially, the environments. They really did the environments, a lot better in this movie than they did in the first movie. Though, for the record, I don't know when else I would get to say this, but I'm an enjoyer of both of the Angry Birds movies so far. And the trailer for the Angry Birds Movie 3, oh my god. I'm just gonna spend the next, minute ranting about the Angry Birds Movie 3. So, the trailer said the movie is about parenthood? Bro, there's no stakes to that. It's not gonna be a grand adventure. And also, it would open up an opportunity for a bunch of cringe scenes, which we already saw in the trailer. Who decided to make the third Angry Birds movie about parenthood? Bro. So, someone at that animation studio has made a severe and continuous lapse in their judgment. Yikes. Anyways, number 6, Zootopia 2. This movie was a surprise hit for me. I did not really enjoy the first Zootopia movie, but this movie was just absolutely amazing. Again, the environments were really well done compared to the first movie, which already did its environments pretty well. The animation is a lot better than the first movie. The texturing and lighting are definitely a lot better and a lot clearer. The plot is, oh my goodness, it has so many twists and a twist villain, which actually caught me by surprise. That is one of only 2 twist villains recently. Well, at all. But they've both caught me by surprise. This one is definitely the weaker of the 2 because you just cannot beat the other twist villain. If you've watched a recent Netflix movie, you know what I've been talking about. Unfortunately, that movie didn't make this list, though. And yeah, the twist villain here, though, is still a really good twist villain. His motivations are clear and well explained, and he does everything that a good twist villain should do, which is great. And yeah, even without the twist villain, the plot would still probably be enough to maybe make it just off of this list at like number 12 or something. But with the twist villain, that bumps it up twice the places. So yeah. Number 5, the Lego Movie 2, the second part. So I have a weird story with these 2 movies. I watched the second movie a long time ago, and I watched it before the first movie. And at the time, it was my favorite movie of all time. But that's just because my current top 3 hadn't existed yet. And the Lego Movie 2, it's a great movie, but I still hold the opinion that now having watched the first movie, the plot of the second movie should have been the plot of the first movie, and the plot of the first movie with higher stakes, and it's more dramatic and stuff. It should have been, and more like emotional and has like a clearer message and stuff, it should have been the plot of a sequel. So, yeah. As it is, both movies are really good, but the second movie is definitely worse than number 4, the Lego Movie. Like the first one. It shocks me how old this movie is, considering how good and stuff the animation is. But other than that, I already mentioned what I like about it during the previous movies segment. Now we arrive at my top 3. Number 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This movie being, to date, the longest Western animated movie ever made, at 2 hours and 20 minutes. It surprisingly didn't even feel that long, though it definitely didn't feel short like its previous installment. This movie is exactly what I wanted out of the first Spider-Verse movie. A really complex and engaging story with 10 million twists. So many characters coming from the multiverse. A lot of, using the multiverse concept effectively, where Miles actually gets to travel to different universes. And building off of a lot of the details in the first movie. In fact, the villain was even created by Miles, and Miles was inadvertently created by the villain, which is, wow, that is a crazy twist. So, yeah, this movie is basically everything that I wanted from the first movie, but cranked up to 11. I wonder if that also applies to another movie on this list. Number 2. A Minecraft movie. Now, when the sequel comes out next year, that'll definitely be in my top 3. But for now, the first one is still really good. It has a great message, and the graphics and environments are absolutely amazing. Jack Black is a joy to see, and yeah. The plot is, well, yeah, that's kind of the one weakness of this movie. It doesn't have that great of a plot, though it looks like the sequel's plot will be at least a bit better. But everything other than the plot, especially the humor, it nails. So, yeah. Number 1, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is everything that I wanted from the first movie, but cranked up to 11. This movie, they spend no time in the real world. Thank goodness. And instead, it's all spent in the Mario universe, creating a really engaging plot with absolutely amazing environments and a ton of really unexpected crossover characters that are actually, like, amazing. And somehow, one of those crossover characters actually gets a major role in the plot. Like, wow. And Bowser Jr. is honestly more threatening than Bowser. Maybe it's just the movie that he's in making him more threatening, but still. Definitely more of a threat to the protagonist than Bowser was in the previous movie. And in this movie, Bowser's not really a threat to the protagonist at all, because he's just working for Bowser Jr., basically. But this movie definitely improved on the one aspect that I did not like of the first movie, the plot and the pacing. And, yeah, it just cranked everything that I did like up to 11. So, alright, goodbye.